Hi everyone, it's me, Mr. C, with another 3R Tutoring math lesson. In today's lesson, we will begin our study of the multiplication tables. Before we do, however, would you like to hear a math joke? Okay, great. What did the math teacher do after the snowstorm? She made a snow angle. Now, back to the multiplication tables. I have often been asked by students why we need to learn our times tables when we have calculators. Well, there are several reasons. First, if you can develop good mental math skills, you will not have to rely on your calculator as often. Using a tool like a calculator consumes a lot of what we call working memory. Working memory allows your mind to hold all the relevant information it needs to solve a problem. However, you only have so much working memory at your disposal. If you start using up some of your working memory by using a tool like a calculator, your mind will lose some other pieces of information it needs to solve a problem. If you have excellent mental math skills, this will not happen. Second, knowing your times tables helps you work with proportions and algebra. This helps in the development of higher order thinking skills like proportional reasoning and logic. These higher order thinking skills are necessary to solve real-life problems ranging from baking a cake to programming a quantum computer. Before we begin learning the times tables, we must first understand what multiplication is. At its root, multiplication is simply repeated addition of the same value. Addition is the act of combining sets of elements. This means adding different groups of things we are counting. However, in the case of multiplication, each group of things we are counting has the same number of things in it. For example, consider the following diagram. There are 3 sets of squares. One set contains 2 squares, another set contains 3 squares, and the final set contains 4 squares. Since the sets do not contain the same number of squares, we would have to add each individual number to determine the total number of squares. In this case, we would find the sum of 2 plus 3 plus 4, which is equal to 9. Now take a look at this diagram. There are also 3 sets, but in each of these sets, there are 2 squares. We could use addition to find the total number of squares by determining the sum of 2 plus 2 plus 2, which is equal to 6. However, since all 3 sets contain the same number of squares, we could use multiplication to find the total number of squares instead of addition. We simply multiply the number of groups by the number of squares in each group. In this case, the number of groups is 3, and the number in each group is 2. Therefore, to find the total number of squares, we find the product of 3 times 2, which is equal to 6. Let's take a short quiz to ensure our understanding of multiplication. Question number 1, what is multiplication? Is it A, repeated addition, or B, repeated subtraction? The answer is A, repeated addition. Question number 2, when can we use multiplication instead of addition to find a total amount? The answer is when the number of elements in each set we are adding is the same. Question number 3, would you use addition or multiplication to find the total number of squares in the following diagram? The answer is multiplication. This is because the same number of squares are found in each group. Question number 4. Turn the following addition question into a multiplication question. 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. The answer is 4 times 5, since there are 4 sets of 5 elements. So, how did you do on the quiz? Great! In summary, multiplication is simply repeated addition of the same value. Knowing your times tables is important because it helps conserve working memory and helps you develop higher order thinking skills like proportional reasoning and logic. So, I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Join 3R Tutoring next time with me, Mr. C, and together we will learn mathematics. If you enjoy 3R Tutoring's videos, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. It helps us make more of them.